Okay, you're a glass half full guy, and you've had a lot of guys out, obviously. But I'm curious about what kind of things you've been able to learn, some intel about your team, maybe that you might not have had a chance to learn if you hadn't gotten to use some other folks and some other combinations of players.
Yeah, it's been a good opportunity to see our young guys play during quality stretches of minutes. It's challenging. It's challenging for them to be thrown into it, as quickly as they've gone from, the virtual draft to training camp to game action. But they've done well. They all go hard. They all love to play. They're all unselfish. They have skill, and so it's been good to see. And when you're young, you're so enthusiastic about playing and so hyped up and so energetic. Sometimes the game moves fast in your mind, and so these opportunities to play help our young guys kind of understand. The NBA is very high speed, but you've also got to be able to slow it down in your mind to really play effectively. And they've done a good job.
Ken McMahon.
Hey, Rick. You were perplexed that Brunson wasn't made available to play yesterday and seemed pretty perturbed about it. Have you gotten an explanation from the league office why he wasn't cleared but then was able to travel with you? And do you think in these situations where it's contact tracing, there needs to be set guidelines for when they will be cleared to return to play?
Yeah, I believe that it really just came down to a math equation on a number of days. And it was, I believe it had to do with the number of days before being unmasked. And so to play in the game, he would have had to have been unmasked. To travel with the team, he did not have to be unmasked. So look, there's a reason. I learned more about it after the fact. And look, the league's right. They've got to do things, to keep everyone out of harm's way as well as they can. It's hard for all of us to keep track of all of the varying stipulations with everything that's going on, and we all understand that there's fluidity in every single situation, depending on many things. So, look, we're happy to have him back today, and he's been able to get some workouts in. I'm also going to just mention that I know that Josh Richardson posted that he's back in Dallas, which is great news. There is no timetable for his return. He still has to get back to a level of activity and build up to where he's going to be able to get back on the floor. So it's great that he's home. It's great that he's out of that hotel room in Denver or wherever he was. But once again, I'm just getting ahead of this because I'm anticipating a question from someone on this.
Hallie?
Hi, Rick. Kind of got a two-parter for you. First, is Tim going to be available to play today? And second, how does being so shorthanded as you guys are, with guys out with COVID protocol, how does that impact how you use Luka and KP in the second half of the back-to-back tonight?
Yeah, Tim is available, which is great news. And I'm just going to watch very closely with Luka and KP, try to get them in and out a little bit. A few short rests per half, is helpful. I mean, it's tough playing back-to-backs and playing a 10 or 12 minute stretch to start the game. It doesn't mean that that won't happen with Luka, but we've got a couple other guards back tonight, which helps. And so, got to watch it carefully. Got timeouts, got to use them, take advantage of them. And, we'll just go whistle to whistle with it.
Mark?
Rick, since James Johnson has been playing more minutes recently, what has impressed you and pleased you about what he's able to give you in terms of an overall contribution to the team?
Yeah, he's just a very good all-around player. He has some very unique skills. His ball handling ability is very rare for a four-man. As you've noticed, we have him playing the point power forward position a lot. He's very good at it. He's a very unselfish playmaker. He's a guy that finds ways to get downhill to the rim, and he's been a joy, to have here. He's always ready. He's always positive. He's always encouraging of his teammates, and so he's been a big plus.
Chris?
Good evening, Coach. For you speak highly on social injustice and different things, and today is Martin Luther King's birthday. And I wanted to ask you, what does Martin Luther King mean to you? And obviously playing on this day is pretty historic, obviously.
Yeah, I've had such an education over the last 9 or 10 months on racial injustice and the fight for social justice that it's been a daunting education, but it's been so important for me and so many others. This afternoon, I was on this music streaming service. I use Tidal. They have his speech, a lot of his famous speeches. So I was listening to them, and it's just it's so inspirational to hear his words, to hear the passion, to hear the commitment. On the one hand, and the world has gotten to be a better place, over the past 50 or 60 years, but we're nowhere near where we need to be. And so his words and his actions will always resonate, and they'll always have a very resonant place in our history. And so I don't know, it's hard to put into words, but it's a privilege to play on MLK Day. It's no accident that there's a very full schedule of NBA games, and we're proud to be a part of it.
Okay, the last one is Corey.
Good evening, Coach. How you doing?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing great. Just to kind of, get back and kind of talk about the game a little bit. What are your insights today? The keys to victory is obviously coming off of back-to-back.
Yeah, Toronto plays very fast. They're very quick and very athletic. They play small. They shoot the most number of threes in the league. I think they're number one in fast break points, and they're top 2 or 3 in forced turnovers. So take care of the ball. We got to do everything we can to get into the paint against them and just play basketball. This is a game where we're going to have to make plays. They're going to throw a lot of different defenses, a lot of different looks, a lot of different junky things out there to try to confuse us. And it's a little bit like the Charlotte game a few days ago, but these guys do even more things. They may throw, a 2-3 zone, a 3-2 zone, a box and 1, a triangle 2, and a 1-3-1 out on 5 consecutive possessions, at a different defense each time. And they have the athletes and the tenacity to pull it off. And so, we've got to just do a good job of playing our game. We've got to attack, but we've got to protect the paint. We got to rebound against them and use our size.